Hello, this is Dr. Grande. Today's question is, can I analyze the verdict in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard defamation trial? Just a reminder, I'm not diagnosing anybody in this video, only speculating about what could be happening in a situation like this. If you enjoyed this video, please like it, subscribe to my channel, and consider supporting me on Patreon. I will put the link to Patreon in the description for this video. First, I'll offer a brief background of this case, then I'll move to my analysis of the verdict. In December of 2018, the Washington Post published an op-ed written by the actress Amber Heard, in which she implied that she was a victim at the hands of her ex-husband Johnny Depp, without actually naming him. Johnny Depp filed a lawsuit against Amber Heard for defamation, and she responded by filing a countersuit based on the theory that Johnny Depp conspired with a former attorney who, on Johnny's behalf, stated that Amber was perpetrating a hoax. The trial was held in the Fairfax County Courthouse in Virginia. The verdict was read on June 1, 2022. The jury found that Johnny had offered proof of his claims, which rose to the standard of clear and convincing evidence. They awarded him $10 million in compensatory damages and $5 million in punitive damages. The judge reduced the $5 million award down to $350,000. The jury also found in favor of Amber, specifically regarding a statement by Johnny's former attorney in which the lawyer stated that Amber and her friends staged a scene to make it look like Johnny was violent. The jury awarded Amber $2 million in compensatory damages and nothing in punitive damages. There is no doubt that this case will be appealed, and we'll have to see if this verdict can hold up, but whether it does or does not, this represents a massive victory for Johnny Depp. As I talked about in other videos, overall, I did feel as though Johnny Depp won in the court of public opinion. When weighing the objective evidence, Johnny clearly was victorious. I did not think that Johnny or Amber actually proved defamation. I didn't see this as a winnable case for either one of them, but the jury viewed it differently. It appears as though they strongly sided with Johnny Depp. They almost certainly must have believed that Amber Heard repeatedly lied about serious accusations, and they probably believed Johnny when he said that he never physically struck Amber. Now, one could argue that the jury wasn't too impressed with either one of these people, considering the multi-million-dollar awards in both directions. But I think this jury much more strongly connected with Johnny Depp. The compensatory damages are simply to pay for whatever a person lost. I think the jury's disgust, if in fact they were disgusted, is better measured through punitive damages. They awarded Johnny $5 million and Amber nothing in that regard. They believed that Johnny caused damage to Amber that required her to be compensated, but they felt as though Amber Heard needed to be punished. They may have wanted to send a message to Amber Heard, letting her know that her behavior was unacceptable. Allegations of wrongdoing must be supported by substantial evidence. Now moving to the question, how did the jury weigh the evidence? In this case, you have a situation where two people were terrible to each other, and yet they tried to draw distinctions by saying, no, the other person was more terrible than I was. That's a tough place to start an argument like this, but Johnny Depp managed to pull it off. The jury was able to look at all of his unkind and unwise behavior and set that aside. They were willing to forgive Johnny Depp for the substance use, which is something that I just never imagined they would be able to do, especially given the strong bias against substance users that we see everywhere, even in the mental health treatment community. Amber Heard's team wheeled out all of those mean messages that Johnny wrote, the pictures of him passed out, and the video of him losing his temper, yet the jury was able to still see him as a victim. I view Johnny Depp's situation as challenging because he was intoxicated much of the time, yet his case is based on an absence of his behavior. He was saying that he didn't harm Amber Heard. How did he know that he didn't if he was intoxicated? This is like when witnesses say they lost their memory. The opposing counsel can say, well, how do you know you didn't do what you're accused of doing? It's very difficult to prove an absence of behavior anyway, but to prove it when a person is in an altered state is extremely difficult. Another possibility in this case is that the jury viewed Amber Heard's substance use as severe as well. So it was a wash. Both people had the same problem, so neither one gained points on that issue. Now moving to the question, are there larger implications for this verdict, or was this just an anomaly because celebrities were involved? I think this case does have larger implications. When Amber Heard wrote the op-ed, it's quite possible that there were a few things going through her mind. For example, she may have written it to punish Johnny Depp. I think it is reasonable to believe this. In addition, I think she was riding a wave that was popular around December of 2018 when the article was published. This was during a time when the #MeToo movement was going strong. The movement technically started in 2006, but it really didn't gain popularity until October 2017. The movement started out with good intentions, and I think it has largely maintained those good intentions. Essentially, the movement was supposed to empower women, especially women who were vulnerable. One premise behind the movement was that many women endured abuse and harassment of a sexual nature, and the perpetrators were largely able to get away with their offenses. There were a number of high-profile cases that showcased the importance of the movement, for example, Harvey Weinstein. One unfortunate development in the way some people came to interpret the #MeToo movement is how to treat allegations. The movement was not supposed to be about automatically thinking that accusations were true. It was supposed to be about hearing accusers out. So if an accuser comes forward, their claim should be investigated fully and taken seriously. Over 90% of the type of claims covered by this movement are legitimate. False allegations are uncommon. The problem is that the interpretation of the movement became distorted by some people. Instead of taking claims seriously, the mission of the movement was reinterpreted to be something like believe women, which came to mean believe all women every time they make an allegation. So for every accusation that was made, the presumption should be that it's true. No need for inconvenient concepts like facts or the truth. This reinterpretation doesn't make any sense because sometimes people lie, and two people could just accuse each other of the same thing. People should believe evidence, not accusations. I think this believe all accusers idea was simply born out of frustration and an overabundance of enthusiasm. But the illogical nature of this reinterpretation greatly deprecated the movement. One of the most significant moments in the demise of the believe women component of the movement was when Joe Biden was accused of offenses by Tara Reade, and many people simply disregarded her accusations. So moving back to Amber Heard, this was the environment that she was working in at the time when she published the op-ed. It was an environment that was very friendly toward accusers. She probably felt like she could make a bold move against Johnny Depp. It was the perfect time to make him pay. She could just accuse him of whatever she felt like, and she would be believed. This newfound victim status would help her promote the Aquaman movie, in which she played the role of a key character. Amber took her chances, and Johnny called her bluff. Johnny Depp's verdict and massive financial award represent the final nails in the coffin of the believe women component of the #MeToo movement. Amber Heard, like many people, fell victim to a presumption of guilt mentality that was popular in the United States at that time. It was an illogical and short-lived ideology that Amber tried to manipulate for her own purposes. She built her house upon the sand, and Johnny was the ocean. Amber Heard should have known better than to be deceptive. She was not a victim of the Believe Women slogan. She was the victim of her own sense of entitlement and feelings of vindictiveness. Now moving to my final thoughts. Even though I disagree with the verdict in this case as far as the construct of defamation, the message the jury sent here is clear. If a person wants to accuse a public figure of an offense, they need to have proof before making the accusation, and the evidence needs to be highly convincing. Considering the nature of the alleged offenses covered in the trial, it's not clear how people are supposed to gather that evidence, but either way, if the Depp-Heard case sets a precedent, that's what accusers are going to have to consider before making a move. Maybe the future will have everyone recording each other all the time, an endless cascade of data. Demand for body cameras will skyrocket. The way people interpret freedom of speech, actual malice, and burden of proof have changed after this verdict. The bottom line is that people want others to tell the truth. The age of elevating accusers to a level of infallibility appears to be over. Those are my thoughts on the verdict of the Johnny Depp-Amber Heard defamation trial. Please put any opinions and thoughts in the comments section. They always generate an interesting dialogue. As always, I hope you found my analysis of this topic to be informative. Thanks for watching.